Good evening, Sean. Today is Wednesday, May 19th, and I'm at my new place. I was going to show you around today, but I'm not fully moved in, and it's pretty messy over here, and I still have a few pieces of furniture to bring over from a storage space, so I will probably do that on Friday. But I was watching TV the other day, because I have cable at the new place, which is kind of weird, and I was watching the basketball game, and it just made me think about sports in general, and like when we played sports as youth, and who, I guess, was better at certain sports. And I came up with an idea for a competition. So I'm going to list off some sports that I thought of that you can kind of play a one-on-one, or it can be measured somehow. And I'm going to predict who I think is better or will win at that certain event. And then you will predict who is better and who will win at each certain event. And then throughout the rest of the year, whenever we see each other, we'll have to complete certain sporting events, challenges, and see who was right. So whoever gets the most right out of all the events will win. And so you have to be smart here, because you can't just choose yourself all the time. It's not who wins more, it's who you pick to win. So there's like an opportunity maybe to throw some events, or like where you're both trying to throw them because you're both really bad. So I'm going to start off with the most important one, and that is Ultimate. Sean, you are a little longer, you're kind of lankier, and maybe a little bit faster top speed, so that would make you a better cutter, but I think I've played for longer and just, I've developed a lot better throws, and part of that's because the team chemistry or dynamic in your team in college is kind of crappy, especially for the younger players or inexperienced players, which isn't your fault. But I'm going to choose myself in Ultimate. So Ultimate goes to Tom. Next up is basketball. Now, Sean, I don't think either of us are very good at basketball. Again, you're a little bit taller. That comes into play in quite a few of these sports. And sometimes I can get like kind of hot when I'm just shooting around, but most of the time I'm pretty cold. So I'm going to go ahead and choose you in the basketball challenge, just because the length, the height. Next up is soccer. This thing's kind of flat. Tells you I don't really play much soccer. Not really coordinated with my feet a lot. But if we were to play kind of one-on-one in soccer, I'm going to go ahead and say neither of us win at this one. I don't know how that's going to affect the competition, but neither person wins at soccer. The next up is running. I just have my shoes. I don't know. There you go. Running. Sean, we were both in high school cross country together. My senior year, and then you did it the next year. I think you did. We're in it 3 years total. But the first year, I definitely know that I don't really have a runner's build, and you do. But when you run, you kind of like zigzag. You're like you're gonna hate me for this, but you're like a squirrel. You're like a cannibal squirrel, I think you called them. No, they're really fast, but they never run in one direction. You kind of like would sidestep, and you're just all over the place. So a 5K, probably turned into a 6K for you. I don't know if you've perfected that, but I'm going to choose you in a race. I don't know if we're going to race like a 5K or if we're just going to be like a mile or what, but I'm choosing you for running. Next up was baseball. If we can figure out a baseball competition, I think I will win that competition. Sean, next up is table tennis. Now this one, I'm sad to say, I have no chance in. Now if you remember when we were younger, at the house on Mitchell Circle, we had a ping pong table in the basement, and it's probably the one sport that you will consistently beat me on. Now I don't know if it's just because of the length, or like you have better like racket or like hand-eye coordination with like a paddle, but yeah, I think you're better at me than table tennis. So I'm choosing you in the table tennis competition. Now regular tennis, I'm going to choose myself. I do have a racket, but I don't know where it is because it's kind of packed away. So regular tennis, I've been playing like on and off for maybe a year or two, and I'm getting better. I haven't played in a little while because my buddy who I played with moved away, and Pam doesn't excel at tennis. So I might be a little rusty, but I'm going to choose myself in the tennis competition. And lastly, a game that includes a lot of drinking, maybe the final game of the challenge, darts. I'm going to choose myself in the dart competition, but that might be risky because I've never seen you play darts, and again, you have that length, so you can get a little bit closer to the board. Bullseye. But I'm still going to choose myself, but this could be a stretch here. Sean, I enjoyed your Double Down video, and you will get to see a tour of my new house/apartment on Friday. I will see you tomorrow.